All right, we're starting. We're starting.
Yeah, that's week 40, right?
Oh yeah, finally,
Yeah,
we're
we have.
here.
Yeah,
Week week 40. Week 40, man. I don't know, but how do you feel about week 40?
yeah. I mean, we're just looking for the opportunities to make, make the few bucks, and then we bounce up. Yeah, we
Yeah.
have 12 weeks to go for end of 2025. I have
Mm-hmm,
to. I
mm-hmm.
think at the end of today, I have to go back and check my resolution and see where I'm heading at, where I am.
Uh-huh. I know, right? We need to go back and
Yeah,
check if we're on the right track or we need to do adjustments, right?
yeah,
Oh no,
definitely.
man. Okay, so I want to welcome everyone to the live stream. Welcome to BB Capital's live stream where we're going to talk about um, the upcoming week, what we're going to expect. It's going to be a very big week. NFP, NFP, a whole lot of things going to happen. So um, we're going to brace for impact. All right. So without much ado, I think we're going to start with the DXY. Just a quick one. So last week we had some interesting data points coming in for the DXY. Last week was really awesome. We took a couple of trades. Um, Ben, we took some trade on USD, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
USD. I think we did EURUSD. We did a USDCHF, and then we did the gold trade. Those were the four trades we took.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and it was pretty decent. It was a nice one. So I'm going to share. Let me just share this real quick. Great. So this is the fundamentals, the data actually behind the USD right now. We we know that the USD, the US is currently, I think they are currently doing a reset um, on the dollar, right, and also their economy, right, which is going to affect the dollar. Now, what we're going to talk about today is going to be the GDP, right? The GDP, which will represent the growth in the economy, right? How they are growing and how that's going to affect or impact the dollar. After that, we'll do some charts as well, right? So last week on the 25th of September, right, the forecast for the GDP, the forecast was 3.3%. And then we received 3.8%. Okay. Now the surprise meter was 0.5%. So it actually came in good. GDP came in good. What is it telling us? It's telling us that they are growing, right? There's growth happening in the US economy. And that's good for the currency. So this should explain why we had this push to the upside on the DXY. That's last week, right? And last week too, we had PCE numbers coming, right? And then we also had jobless data, which is the unemployment data. Now, a very interesting thing happened. Okay, now if a lot of people are filing for unemployment claims, right? They're not working and they're filing for jobless claims. That is bad for the economy. But guess what? It came in good. We had minus 17K. Now the forecast was that's 235K, and then we got 218K. So in actual sense, we're having minus 70K difference, right? Which is also really good for the dollar. Now this coming week, we're having an interesting data coming in. I'll be focusing on the non-farm payroll. Non-farm payroll for September 5th came in very bad. So this time around, it's going to be very interesting, right? Let's see what they are forecasting. Okay, so forecast. The previous was 22K, and the forecast is going to be 39K. If we get this number, or we get anything slightly higher than this number, I think that the DXY is going to shoot and push to the upside. Probably we might be heading to maybe the 100 mark, right? Let me just see. We might be heading to this 100 mark, right? We might be heading to this 100 mark. Now let's look at the 4H. On the 4H, we can see that price was making some lower lows, lower high, lower lows, lower high. We made a lower low here, made a lower low here, but then we failed to make a lower low here, right? We didn't take this low here, and then price is making this inverse head and shoulder pattern right here, right? And then we have finally broken to the upside. We tested and then we went up here, right? We tested the 98 mark and then we're coming down here, right? So this week, if we get some interesting jobs data that comes in, then it's going to look very good for the DXY. So we can expect that the DXY will probably push forward and then push up to the upside and maybe see if we can hit that 100 mark. Ben, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening. Yeah, I'm really enjoying everything going on. Yeah,
awesome. I felt alone. I was feeling alone.
No. You don't have to feel alone. I'm right in the background. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. So we can expect that we push to the upside, right? Now,
yeah,
what does it look for the other currency pairs? Like we're talking about the euro, the pound, the Swiss franc, and those other basket of currency. Then if the dollar is going to push up, then we're expecting them to also drop, right? We're expecting them to drop. Last week we had a very nice trade on the EURUSD. The risk reward, was it 1 to 3, Ben?
Yeah, it was 1 to 3. Yeah, I think we made like 0.5% on the account.
Awesome. Yeah. That was really cool. So with the same idea, right? So this week is going to be great. Let's just be on the sidelines and see what's going to happen. All right. So that is my take on the dollar. So over to you, Ben.
Yeah. So I think with this data coming in, it means we are expecting a very strong dollar this week. So that means if I have USD XXX, then it means I'm looking at buys on those orders, right? And if I have XXX USD, then it means I'm looking at sells. So this means if you are talking about EURUSD, GBPUSD, and AUDUSD, then it means you should expect to kind of have sells on those positions. And then if you are looking at USDCAD, USDCHF, USDJPY, you're looking at buys. Yeah, so this kind of gives us a framework for the trades that we're going to be looking at this week. So you might, if you're done with that, I would be glad to share my screen. Then we look at a couple of charts and then the trade we are looking at this week.
Okay. Let me just get rid of this. Just give me some few minutes.
Oh, no problem.
All right. I've stopped sharing. You can.
Okay, let's see if I can share screen. Yeah, let me share my chat. Can you all see my screen now?
Yeah, I can see my screen.
Okay, yeah, great. Yeah, so in analyzing the fundamentals we had, in addition to the price action over here, we've seen that price has been in a channel for this pair, that is AUD-USD, that is going way back to somewhere over here. We've had this channel, and with the fundamentals, it looks like we are going to break this channel to the downside based on the DXY and then the data that is coming in this week. This AUD-USD.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, this AUD-USD. Yeah, so with all those pairs, it's kind of going to show the same kind of analysis. So EURUSD, as we expect to kind of have some treatment, and then it's also going to go on the sell side. That is, we're going to show it. But the trade we are looking at DBPROP this week is going to be USDCAD, USDCHF. That is for USD pairs, and then we're also going to look at GBPAUD, and then some oil. But I'm going to talk about the first three. That is, I'm going to talk about USDCAD, USDCHF, and then GBPAUD, and then Ima will kind of continue with the analysis on oil, right? So going to first, let's look at the USD CAD, right? CAD is currently in a very bad position economically. I mean, speaking fundamentally, compared what we are having in the US to what Canada is going through now. It's kind of Canada is going through a transition, and they changed government and all that. They're having some bad economic data coming in the past few weeks. So with the fundamentals coming in for US and then the DXY going high, we expect to have buys on this position. Now, for the buy orders, you are looking at anything within the region of that is 1.389 to somewhere over here. That is 1.388. So anywhere between that price will trade within that region, we can expect to have entry over there. And then what we use at DBPROP is usually you want to target like 1:3 risk to reward. And then our core principle is that for any accounts that you have, so you can have $100 account, you can have $1,000 account, you can have a 10K account, you can have 100K accounts. Whenever you are taking any trade, your risk on that trade should be 0.5% of the whole account balance on any single trade. So let's say I have a $100 account and I want to take a trade. What we urge you, or what we usually use, or what we advise is you have to calculate the 0.5% of the account size, and then that should be your risk on the account. So if you have that value, then you should also know or be able to calculate the position size you should take on that trade. So that is the core principle we use at DBPROP Capital. So on this trade, if you want to have it, you can want to look at any region over here. Then you calculate that risk amount based on the numbers that I spoke of. That is 0.5%. Then usually targets 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4 risk to reward, and then you're good to go on this trade, right? So that is a region we are looking at. Personally, I'm going to put a trade market order somewhere in this region and set that risk to reward rule based, and then the percentage of risk which is the 0.5% on the account, then leads to run and see what the market does. So this is the first order we're looking at the prop. This is also backed by the fundamentals we had, and technically it's looking like that is what we are. Of course, we are currently in a channel. We book this resistance as well, book this level, and then we're going to go up high. So that is what we are looking at on GBPUSD, and the analysis is set to USDCHF, right? We also have the same upward channel in there. This one it looks like even we have taken off on Friday, but expect some small correction to the region over here, similar to what we had on USDCAD. Then you might take the long positions in any region around this place. So I think after the call, we're going to share this chart, and then you'll be able to kind of identify or note the regions on your chart as well if you're going to trade anything on this pair this week. So this is what you are looking at for both. It also has the same backends of the fundamentals that Prof. Ima just shared. We have the fundamentals coming in for the DXY to grow. So likely we're going to see strong dollar next week. And hence, this is also a trade that we are looking at keeping an eye on. The same principles you can apply here: 0.5 risk to reward, 0.5% risk of the whole account balance, and then you look at the risk to reward of 1 to 3, 1 to 2, yeah, pretty much. Now, The surprising pair you are looking at this week has to do with GBPAUD. Right. So GBPAUD currently was in a downtrend. And as Yima shared on the DXY, this is not fundamentals back in it, but the price action shows that we were in a downtrend and we failed to make a lower low. So if you see over here, we have the charts over here. We are doing lower lows, lower highs, and we're going in that direction. As let me do the zigzag on this, and we can see it clearly. Where is this? Okay, the path. Yeah. So we came over here. So you can identify this clearly on your chart. I mean, if you open trading view. And we fail to make lower lows over here. So this is indicating a very possible reversal on this chart. So this trade, you might even want to open it and then just leave it to run for a couple of weeks because it looks like we are having a change of trend. And that is why we are seeing a lot of accumulation in this region. Yeah, there's a lot of accumulation if you look at it clearly. It's like the markets are accumulating to go up high. So there's also a trade that we are monitoring, we're looking at. For DVProp, you are still applying the same principle. You can just do the 0.5% of the account as your risk and then be able to enter this trade. Maybe expecting a small pullback on Monday. So maybe you might play the limit or that around this region. And then look at your stop loss at the 0.5% of the account and then go on the long on this position. So these are the three trades that I'll talk about. I think Ima will add the oil and then that will be the 4. And then, I mean, if you are doing 4 trades a week, I feel like you are good and you don't have to stretch it, right? So I'll pass it on to Ima to present on the oil and any other details that we are looking at for this week. Right, so okay. I will stop sharing at this point.
Sure. All right.
So Ima, you can continue with the oil
sure. Can you
the
see
other
my screen?
information here. Yes.
You got it. Okay, awesome. Let me make it wide. Now, as usual, we're going to talk about the fundamentals behind the oil, right? So, oops, yeah, I'm not supposed to show this, but anyway, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. The reason being that, well, these setups are like, how do I put it? I'm not saying you should go take these setup. We're not saying you should go take the setup, but then these are like our outlook, right? What we think, like an intelligent guess based on the data that came in, right? So with last week's news, right? I already talked about it, that GDP came in very good for the US dollar, right? The GDP came in good. And what that is telling us that they are growing. And you know what happens in a growing economy, right? Exactly. What happens in a growing economy? The expansion, they use fuel and stuff like that. Do you get it? So that is what's triggering the oil to make a move to the upside. Now we can see that. Let me just clear these ones real quick, and then. Okay, let me just clear these real quick. Okay, so we can see that oil was in this channel around 62, and then the 66 level. This one I'm talking about. We're stuck in this channel for a while, kind of consolidating in it. But then you can see that we tested this 61 support level quite a number of times. Like here, this side, this 1, 2, and then this is 3. You get it, forming this kind of pattern in there, right? And then last week you see that we tried to make a move to the upside, right? But we got weak.
A clear accumulation.
Exactly, we came to the upside, right? Probably could be like a bull trap for those that try to take the long position, thinking it was going to break to that upside, right? So with the fundamentals backing it, and we know that the US is expanding, we're expecting that they also utilize oil, right? They utilize the oil. So these are the levels we're looking for a long position on oil. If you take your Fibonacci and you pull from the swing low to the swing high, this is somewhere around in between the 50% and the 61% level, right? So we can look for a bounce, a retracement, and a bounce at this level. Then we target these high, probably around the 69 resistance level right here. We can target these
around that region.
Right here. Yeah, around this region, and look for a long position. But then you should also make sure you manage your risks well, because I'll be happy to buy oil at this level, right? But then, as usual, if the market decides to break, right, and hit my stop loss, I'll take a small loss, and I'll still be waiting here to take another short. I'll still try around these areas. So I love these two areas, the 64.264 level, and also the 62.020 level for a possible long position on the oil, right? Okay, so that's pretty much what I'm looking at on the oil. Can we talk about gold? I know a lot of people trade gold, so we
really?
We have been talking about. We have been enjoying the gold rally because we anticipated the move, so we've been enjoying the gold rally. But just that this week, with the NFP coming and lots of important data coming in, we wanted to make gold rest a little bit. So this is the trade we took. Yeah, the trade we took, and then we were hoping that price will go and take that 3,800 per ounce, that level. But then price didn't. How many pips was it left to hit TP? Just some small pips, right? But then it retraced back and then found support around.
I feel like if you were doing 1, 2, 3, I feel like you should be out of this trade, right?
Yeah, but we kind of extended the TP a little bit.
Can you look at the Yeah.
So I think you sent this trade, this one. I think it was on Friday, right? Was it Friday that when price was consolidating around the side, we had this kind of triangle. Yeah, and then this, right? So
then we broke off and we bounced off it.
Yeah, we bounced off, and then but price wasn't able to make that high. But let's look at something. On the larger time frame, gold is in a monster uptrend. Let's look at the monthly, right? Oops, my bad. Ben, do you think gold is still going to continue? This is my target. This is my personal target for by the end of the year is 4,000, 4K.
I wouldn't be surprised if it gets to 4K by the end of the year. Yeah, definitely wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, Ethereum is currently at 4K, so
wow.
It's over 4K now. Yeah, so.
Wow. But
it's likely
whether gold is still going to go up or down. We're not really certain, but the fundamentals is clear that gold still has some room to push to the upside. But then if gold decides to retrace, that would be a very nice opportunity to buy. Because, I mean, who wouldn't like to buy a cheap gold? Gold is currently very expensive. So if the price of gold comes down, that's a very good discount, right? Anybody would be happy to buy.
Yeah.
That is why we can see that every all the retracement, the little retracement that we had after we broke from this important level, right? This two channel.
Institutions are always looking to buy. They're always looking to
Exactly.
buy.
We just everything, any discount that we had, it was we bought here and stuff like that, right? So we are currently going to be looking at gold, but we currently have a running position on it. So I'm not going to go in for any other entries, but we'll be watching. If we hit TP, that's fine. If we don't hit TP, that is also fine, right? That is that for gold. Yeah, and silver is also making some serious moves to the upside. So I think it's worth looking at. If you're interested in silver, you can also, or if you missed the gold rally, you can look at the silver. Yeah, you can look at silver. You can look at silver. So I think that's pretty much everything we're going to talk about today. Ben, so over to you.
Yeah, I feel like the additional thing you have to talk about is lifestyle, right? I think it's the last thing. It's like, you as a trader, you don't always have to kind of be behind the charts, and that is why we have take profit and stop losses, right? Because some people just put trades on and then they are worried like, oh, I have to be behind the chart to kind of see how it's going on. Or it's not necessary. Before you take any trade, you have to kind of predefine your entry, your exit strategies, take profits and stop losses before you even put a trade on. So if you put a trade on and you are hoping that it goes somewhere, then that means you don't even have to be in the trade. And this should free you up to do some other things. That is, if you are working, just be able to work. If you are having a cool day, you can just maybe read a book just to, as humans, I feel like we are always learning and we should always be learning. And then that is how we grow and evolve, right? So me personally, I incorporate reading and kind of working out as part of my duties, right? I work a full-time job, that is. I work 40 hours a week. So sometimes what I do is I wake up very, very early, keep my trades on, and then leave it, and then go out and read until like morning where I have to leave for work. So reading, currently I think I'm reading I'm still reading the Magunte's book, that is The Zurich Axioms. It's a book about risk. But I feel like sometimes when you read a book, you even though that book is a little bit finance related, but it makes me reflect a little bit more on life and how to kind of play it. Like you don't get anything in life until you risk something, right? You don't get anything. I mean, you can't be in life without being like, oh, I wouldn't take risk and expect to win anything substantial. Yeah, so it just gives me a reflection of the whole life process and everything. Yeah. So you might, if you have anything to add.
Yeah, sure, man. I have quite a lot of things to add with regards to the reading. So I think this point we can we today we had some interesting people join us. I think it's high time we give them a shout out. Mr. Storley was in, but then he dropped out.
Yeah, I think he's in. He's back in. Yeah.
Is that
so?
Back in? Okay, awesome.
I really would want to know the profile of the people joining. So maybe if they would want to maybe one after the other introduce themselves and whether they are trading or not and what they are trading. That would be very nice. Maybe we start with Bill Breton. Hello, Mr. Bill.
So I think we have to allow at your end. Can you allow them to speak? Yeah.
Bill, I think you can speak. Hello, Mr. Bill. I think they have their hands raised. I don't know if you can ask them a question or edit it as your email.
Wow.
Yeah, they have their hands raised.
Oops.
I think they turned their microphone off. So
technology wants to give up on me, but I refuse. Hold on. Let me just. What's happening? So you can't allow them to speak from your end?
No. I think it has to be web. I think you can just turn on your audio and then you'll be able to speak. So it doesn't have to be something that we have to allow you. So if you want to speak, you can unmute your microphone and then maybe share something with us. Yeah, I think Mr. Solly is up.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Solly. Wow. I can see Mr. Solly is on, but I don't know if we have to allow him to speak.
I have to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I have to allow to do
Mr.
that.
Solly, you have to turn your microphone. Unmute your.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I can do. Yeah. Okay, we can hear you, Mr. Solly. Hello.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm facing a very terrible network issue, so that's why. So I'm Gabriel Soli. I also trade, but I'm not really consistent because I work a 9 to 5. Yeah, and I do trade order flow. Yeah, and I'm the only person. Let me see. Like I'm that single friend that trades. So, this Sunday meeting also helps a lot, and also helps with the psychology, knowing that other people are trading as you as well, and knowing what will happen in a week to come, like getting to know together as a group. So
yeah. I feel like the way trading is, it's very difficult if
I
you
really
are,
love it.
doing
That's why
it
I joined
slowly.
today. I joined last week as well, I guess.
Yeah. The way trading is, even the people in Wall Street, they are not doing it alone. They have their colleague traders there. They have managers they report to, and it's a team. It's not something that you can do it solely and be able to do it consistently. If you want to be consistent, it has to be with a team. Yeah, in my knowledge, that is what I think. So it's always good to have a community of people sharing ideas together, and coming up with ideas and things that are going to happen, and sharing information. Yeah, pretty much. Ima, do you have anything to add?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to I had a little technology problem, so I wasn't really following. I had to restart my device.
Yeah, Mr. Solis shared his idea. He says he's a trader, and he works as well. So he likes it that he's having a community of people that we are sharing the same idea, and we are kind of doing the analysis and everything together.
Oh, nice.
I think that was pretty much it.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
That's really great. Mrs. Soli, you are welcome. And we're happy to have you in this our community. Hopefully we can all grow together and have fun, right? All right. How about Mr. Bill? Mr. Bill, can you share something with us?
So thank you very much for the opportunity. I think this is a very good initiative. I just joined today. I'm new here. I'm new to trading, and
great.
Yes. I would love to learn more about how it's going and how everything works.
Wow, that's interesting. That's really great. Yeah, maybe at some point we have to. There's something I'm thinking about, right? Maybe at some point, if you get enough people, maybe you might want to do maybe some either weekend, Saturday, Sunday, something small to kind of get people who don't know anything about trading, something for them to kind of catch up and learn, just so that they will be more able to enjoy everything we share on here. Because if you totally new and you don't know what a candlestick is at this point, I feel like everything you'll be sharing here will be a little bit, a little bit above what you would be able to consume, right? So yeah, there's something I've been thinking about. So if you have anything to add to that, Ima.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, that's really great. I think it's a very nice thing. We'll plan it and then see how best we will be able to come up with it. So, as a
Yeah.
way of letting you guys on something, I don't know if you've wondered that the name is DV Prop Capital. So, Forex, dividend stocks and stuff. So, we'll be having something coming up. So, as a trader, of course, you're going to make money in the market, but what are you going to do with your money? Are you going to, spend it all? Of course, you need to spend some money, right? But what are you going to do with your money? And like looking at in the future, are you still going to be trading? These are some questions that as you become profitable, you start to think about these questions, right? Are you going to be living the lifestyle and stuff like that? So at Dividend Prop Capital, we will educate you on how you can invest your money into stocks. We're talking about the US stocks and ETFs. You can put your money in there while your money grows. Okay, your money grows, and then you get paid dividends. All right. So we learned that you need to create assets. Now, dividends and stock investing can be a nice way you can create assets and make those assets provide dividends. So you can use the dividends to buy those the Lambo and then those nice flashy things, right? But not using your actual capital to buy, but then your dividends is going to buy your liabilities for you while your actual capital or your assets grows over time. Now, the main idea is to get financial freedom, right? And financial freedom will be very much enjoyed at the age when you are supposed to retire, right? That is where you really get to enjoy that kind of financial freedom. So that's what we're going to be, letting you on as we embark on this journey together, right? So the
Yeah,
next
that's
on the
pretty much
introduction
it.
table, would you want to say something small about that before Steve?
Yeah, I feel like you've shared everything, right? Usually, most people on media are just out there spending whatever. I don't know if they're actually making. Yeah, I
Hello?
think up next. Yeah, up next we have trade archives to share. Something small.
Trade archives. Do you mind introducing yourself a little bit? Okay. We're not hearing from trade archives, so we can move to.
I think he has to unmute himself or himself or herself to be able to speak. I think his microphone is on mute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if not, I think we also have Evelyn on. So if Evelyn would want to share something small about yourself and yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, we can hear you, Evelyn.
I think someone was trying to talk.
I
Trade
think
archives.
Evelyn, you can.
I can go on.
Yeah, I think everyone can go on.
Okay. So, am I supposed to say like something small about myself? Just that, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So, my name is Evelyn. Okay. So, I'm into forex trading, crypto investment. When it comes to the crypto side, I just listen to the big guys and I just invest. And I'm also into stock trading and investment and all that.
Oh wow. Wow.
Oh, it's not wow, please. I'm a small girl.
LOL.
Okay. And currently I'm also working with a trading broker.
Oh, okay.
I heard when I joined earlier, I heard Ima talking about so I'm not going to mention where I work. I don't want any conflict. Maybe. So I'm currently working with a trading broker, and so far so good. The journey has been fun, and I'm also happy. First of all, I'm also happy to be here because when I joined, I realized a lot of discussions were going on, which I've really enjoyed. Even though I joined late, I have enjoyed the discussion, and I'm also here to learn and grow with everyone here. Thank you.
Wow, that's really great. Yeah, I think we shared for on what you missed, Evelyn. We shared the weekly outlook for week 40, which is coming week.
Yeah.
It's on trades that we are looking at. We are monitoring. So
Okay.
I think at the end of this session, we're going to have the video on YouTube, and we're going to share the link on the chat. So if you would want to, look at it and, kind of add it to your wealth of wisdom of what you're looking at next week, that would be great, and something great to look at. Yeah. And on the stocks aspect, usually when people make money from trading, they end up, buying liabilities.
Yeah.
And that is something we are not looking at, having people that, want to grow with us do, because it's good you have those things, but before you, think of getting those things, you have to have your future set. And the way and manner in which we want to do that is we would train people that are with us on how to invest in dividend stocks. And I heard you mention you have some stocks, which is really, really great. Yeah. So you train people that are with us on how to get some of these accounts set up and buy these stocks from the earnings they are making from trading the Forex market, right? So if you set up that way, it means like if I'm making like $100 every week or every month or whatever amount you're making, you would think of kind of considering having some of these profits into dividend stock and spend the rest. You don't have to just go over and then just spend everything. Just so those investments you are making in the stock market would also, since you are going to buy